My name is Kirsten Johnson. I'm an artist and songwriter and half of the songwriting duo Good Grief. My other half is Bryn McCutcheon. You might know her by her artist name Bryn. We just hang out in studios and write songs.
I'll sit on the passenger side. You took the wheel, I'm here for the ride. There's nothing I can say. Don't look at me that way. Everything changed when day turned to night. What do you do?
I'm Tim Abraham, and I'm a producer, mixer, composer.
I grew up in Alberta, and my mom was a singer in an 80s cover band. So I would go on stage with her when she was singing AC/DC, and I would sing and play little castanets and maracas with her as a 3-year-old. I was trained in classical piano starting at 3 years old until I was about 10. And then when I turned 10, I decided I hated music and I wasn't going to do it anymore. And I was only going to play sports. Then I just started playing music in my room secretly. Everyone else was sleeping. I would sit there and I would write my feelings, and I started writing songs. Yeah, Passenger Side is an interesting story because it was born from March of 2020 with 3 other people. I walked into a studio and we were supposed to be writing for K-pop that day. And I had this concept about black coffee. It came from this moment in my life where I had crossed a boundary with a friend of mine after a lot of tequila. And in the morning I drank black coffee and I was reflecting on the experience, and I was like, what did we just do? This was bad. And I wanted the black coffee to symbolize that realization. There's a line that says, "Thanks for the coffee," which is what I actually said.
Thanks for the coffee. I don't usually drink it black, but nobody's talking.
The chords were the same, so it was always the but getting the energy right for the peak of the song was really essential to us feeling like it was finished, I think. In the bridge, there's this belty moment where I say, there's just some feelings you can't fight no matter how hard you try. And then I kind of riff on the try. And underneath that, it was I won't move until you do. No, I won't move. And then all the time I'm no matter how hard you try. And then there was the big stomp claps happening. I won't. None of that's in there now. So we ended up replacing the chanty section with an amazing string arrangement, and then the triads drums.
Consider the history. Yeah, it was just a matter of time before we gave into this thing.
One of the things that I love about triads is there's a lot of different ways to use it. I'm a kind of a mixer first almost. I need to hear almost a finished sound as I'm working for me to kind of have any sense of is this good or is this not? I've got a few different kick layers, and as the song progresses, I'm triggering different kick layers and blending different kick layers to really get the arc of the song that I was looking for. Really reverby kicks, drier, more sub. When we get to the bridge, it's almost a breakbeat live drum kind of feel. So you can see from here, verse 1. And as we progress into the first chorus, want to bring more presence. And then as we get to verse 2, drier kicks. That works along with a more syncopated synth bass. The snare layers on this tune are something that I really love. You can see here that I've got a whole kit of just snares. They're layered up in different ways through the song. As the song progresses, it lets me pull layers in and out, pitch down snare that I actually pitched to the key of the song because it's got such a strong kind of fundamental, something you can do in triads really well. Kind of lo-fi things that I'm using for fills through the tune. 4 different layers that actually just trigger one right after each other to create a fill. So a lot of times I'll start with drums with the production or with writing. This one, the drums actually followed the vocal.
It was just a matter of time before we gave into this.
Lots of closed hats. Some shaker. Kind of an up and down shaker movement. 4 different kind of round robin hats that I use in the bridge, just to give it the kind of a real drummer feel. What I'm using here is a sample that you're going to find in the Drift library that I actually created from samples that we create printed to vinyl. I recorded some of the just the noise and crackle and hum. Those are in the library, which you can use.
Thanks for the coffee.
I don't even know if we thought this song was going to come out. And it's finally coming out now, which it blows my mind because it wasn't even on my short list of songs, but it just kept creeping its way back into my life. And now here it is, and I'm in love with it.